We just reached Alipiri route, so we're going to start our journey to the Tirumala by foot. So we can see the information here, Tirumala footpath starting point, and Alipiri, the first Gopuram. So we can see all the decoration lights around. Probably in the evening they will start lighting them. And this is ahead of us is the Srivari Padala Mandapam. So we are in front of the Raj Gopuram, which is the first Gopuram on our way to the Tirumala via Alipiri footsteps. There is a Hanuman's army. So they are actually asked us to wait here because they want the group to become the good size for the safety concerns. So once they reach around certain number, they will let us all to start towards the Alipiri. Now we can see that they have closed the gates here, which they will be opening around once we have around 50 or 60 people around. So we just started our journey from Alipiri to Tirumala. You can see that written in Telugu, and we were only allowed to go in the groups of 50 or 60 because of recently we have seen cheetahs attacking baby and others. So now they are going to test our bags, check out bags. So after the security checks, we are again starting in the group. So here is the entry. Venkateshwara Abhayahastam Jnana Margam Chupunestam. What it means is Lord Venkateswara's Abhayahasta gives us the knowledge. Tailamu lekunda deepam velugadu, bhakti leka manishi tarinchaledu. So you cannot light a lamp without oil, and without devotion there is no human being and its life. Nirmala Daiva Bhakti Pranikotla Seva Ihapura Saukyalaku Sopanalu. And on the way there will be lots of shops where you can have water, drinks and some energy snacks. This is the second avatar of Lord Vishnu in the form of Kurma, means the tortoise. So we are almost on the verge of completing 200 steps, 3,350 more. So we're coming close to the second Gopuram that we come across on our way to Tirumala via Alipiri footsteps. And this Gopuram is called Mysuru Gopuram. Here is a small temple of depicting the Gajendra Moksham. It's a small story, and which it gives the life of a living being on earth across all the different lives they have taken, and the problems he has been going through in the process of getting married, having kids. And like this, over the period of so many lives the human being or any other living being has taken, they have gone through so many lives and so many marriages, so many different wives and so many kids. In order to prove this, all these relatives or relations in the past life, they do not think about you. It is you need to think about, and you need to take the steps towards earning the moksha, the salvation. So we can see we almost covered 500 of the 3,550. That's a great feeling. We have done almost 1/7 of the entire journey. That itself is some energy for us. We see in front of us a small Sri Lord Hanuman's temple. I am just praying to give me some energy. I could do this at ease. So what we have in front of us is the Rajagolu Mandapam. So from here it is about 8.3 kilometers and reached almost 680 steps, which almost tells we have covered 1/5 of the journey. Wow! And it's more encouraged so much to do the remaining journey with ease and quickly. What we have in front of us is Varahavatar in English, which is the third avatar on this earth of Sri Lord Mahavishnu. And in this avatar, Lord Vishnu has saved the earth, which was taken beneath the oceans by one of the Rakshasa called Hiranyaksha. So if we noticed, we have crossed 1/4 of the distance, 900 steps out of 3550. So just to give you some glimpse of how steep the steps are. See guys, this is how steep and the slope of the steps. So occasionally, maybe at 2 or 3 locations, God will test our patience, our energy. Once you cross these small hurdles, you are almost start sprinting towards the God. So we reached the steps of 1150, which is close to the Alakatla Mandapam, which actually makes up around 1/3 of the distance that we need to cover. Yes, we are almost there. You said there are lots of shops around on our way, and we reached almost 1200 here. This is the 4th avatar, Sri Narasimha avatar of Lord Mahavishnu, which is to save Prahlada from his father Hiranyakashipa. So we reached almost 1700 steps and 1850 more remain. So another 100 and we are almost halfway. So in front of us we can see the glimpse of Tirupati city on our way to Tirumala to Alipiri steps. Now here where we are. So we have reached 1800 steps, which almost a little over halfway mark, and at here we have Sri Vamanavataram, which is believed to be the fifth avatar of Sri Mahavishnu. And in this avatar, Lord Mahavishnu has sent Bali Chakravarti into the one of the 7 worlds or 7 lokas beneath the earth. One of that is called Patal. That's where he was sent in this avatar. Deva anugrahamtone Daiva darshanamtone janmaku safalyam. We have reached Gali Gopuram, which is slightly above the halfway journey. Now this shank and Tripulaknamam and the chakra we will see from the Tirupati as well. Here we have a couple of temples, Sri Kodandarama Swami Devasthanam and Sri Bhaktanjanaya Swami Devasthanam. So here we have the next avatar of Sri Mahavishnu, Sri Parashurama avatar. So the Parashu is the armor he is holding there, with which he killed kings around the globe almost 18 times. Whichever king was egoistic, he killed all of them so many times. The blood was almost flown in the form of rivers. And we are at this stage in our journey towards Tirumala. There are lots of stalls where you can have snacks, breakfast, foods, whatnot, all the different things. So from here onwards our journey is going to be easy. Now you see it's sort of flat and it's not going to be as steep as what we have seen till now. And also it will be more interesting, so you will see, because this is a dense forest, you will see there are places where you have lots of deer and other interesting places where you can spend some time in leisure on our way to Tirumala. So we crossed almost 3/5 of the distance. And one good thing is now it's a little bit easy for us. Now you can see it's almost flat, occasional steps here and there. And it's getting dark. Not dark, but still there is a light. But yes, the lights were turned on. So we reached 2,300 steps out of the entire 3,550. So here is the statue of the Sri Rama Avatar of Lord Mahavishnu, in which avatar God has killed both Ravan and Kumbhakarna. So what we have in front of us is the Balarama avatar. The avatar said he was a elder brother of Lord Sri Krishna. But then here in Tirumala, they did mention that Sri Balarama was one of the 10 avatars of Mahavishnu. But whereas, if you read Bhagavat or Mahabharat, he was believed to be avatar of Adishesh, whereas Mahavishnu was in the avatar of Sri Lord Krishna. Also, when Mahavishnu came to earth in the form of Lord Sri Rama, his younger brother Lakshmana served his entire life with so much devotion, who was in Treta Yuga, was actually Adishesh in the avatar of Sri Lakshmana. For all the service he has done in that avatar, so Lord Rama gave him a boon. So in the Gopuram Yuga, when Lord Mahavishnu will be in the form of Sri Krishna, Adishesh will take the avatar of Sri Balaram as an elder brother. That is when Sri Krishna will serve Balaram as a younger brother. The glimpse of the road which is going to the Tirupati from Tirumala. To Tirumala there are 3 roads. Now currently one for going to Tirumala from Tirupati, and another road which we are seeing, the one which goes from Tirumala to Tirupati, which is the downward slope. So now here these bells are the indication that Lord Venkateswara was being offered the Naivedya. So these are called the Naivedya bells. Now you see clearly, this is the road where the vehicles are going towards the Tirupati from Tirumala. Now we're going to cross this road beneath and then see the statue of Lord Sri Krishna. So here we are in front of Sri Lord Krishna. Who is believed to be the most attractive and a very beautiful God who has come to earth in this form. And this is from the front side. Clearly we can see the road and the vehicles traveling. And we also see a couple of government bus which takes you to the Tirupati from Tirumala. So once again they stopped us so that we become a group of around 30 odd people. Now we are again on the way towards the Tirumala journey. So this is the last avatar of Mahavishnu, which is believed to be the 10th avatar, which is yet to happen in the cycle. So when Lord Vishnu comes in the Kalki avatar, that will be the end of Kali Yuga. So once the Kali Yuga ends, again we'll go back to Satya Yuga. Now here at the Kalki avatar statue, we have the giant Lord Hanuman statue. And one good thing is, on our way to Tirumala journey on the footpath, so every now and then we have the filter water facility for the devotees while they are climbing through the Alipiri. And here they have given all the different stages from the Alipiri as we climb through to the Tirumala at each and different step numbers, what Gopurams we have and what we have seen. You know, the Raja Gopuram, the first one we have seen, and then the Mysore Gopuram, and then the Gali Gopuram, where earlier they used to distribute the Darshan counters, which is for the people who are climbing by footsteps for having easy way of Darshan. And now we have seen the giant statue of Sri Lord Hanuman, which is what we see in here in the map, Sri Prasanna Anjaneya Swami statue, which also indicates that we have traveled almost 7 miles. And now after this we will see Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple, and then followed by the Mokalla Gali Gopuram. There is a little bit of story why this Gopuram is called Mokalla. I will explain around at that time. And our destiny, Tirumala. So this also means we have seen almost all the avatars of Sri Lord Mahavishnu, and now from here onwards we will see the Alvars who served Sri Venkateswara Swami of Tirumala by writing the great songs and poetry on Sri Lord Mahavishnu in the form of Lord Venkateswara. So once again, they have all asked us to wait until we become a group of 30-40 people and we continuing our journey again. So it was clearly mentioned, this information, that there are cheetahs roaming around here, and hence the reason why they are stopping us at each and every different stages of the journey, so that again they will group us into a 30-40, allow us to go again. So there is a big deer here. Now you see all along the way on both sides or the pillars, Sri Venkatesh Namas were written, so that we keep going chanting these mantras. Gopalaya Govinda, Garuda Vahana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokula Nandana Govinda, Vanara Sevita Govinda, Varadi Bandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokula Nandana Govinda. This is another mandapam at step 2830, Kottu mandapam. Now you see the people are sprinting because the steps are towards the downward direction, albeit only for a small distance. So here we have Sri Dasa Anjanaya Swami temple, Sri Ladu Hanuman's temple. So here we are at step 2840, which is Muggu Babu Mandapam. There are so many places they have these mandapas created in olden times where the devotees can sit and take rest when they are tired. Now with the new constructions in the entire journey, so you have all these places where you can sit and take rest. But now because of the too many number of cheetahs and tigers roaming around, so they are only allowing us to go in groups at each and every stage, stopping us and ensuring that we become a group of 30 or 40 and sending us. So they clearly mentioned beware of panthers crossing. So
but there is no panther.
What? So here we are at the Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple. Temple is closed. No. So behind this temple, Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple, there is also Yoga Narasimha Swami temple. But this temple is also closed because it's a bit of a evening. So usually there was a path, we go, you can see those steps there, and then you cross the road there, right? But for the safety, because of the lots of tigers and panthers moving around, they have created this additional secured way of crossing the road. Now you can see the road there. So this entire stretch earlier, we were walking on this road on the side by, like you see. Now here, we don't have any fencing on the left side towards the road, but on the right side you have the fencing, which wasn't even there earlier. So now the TTD has really taken some care of the devotees by installing all these additional safety fencings. So there is some stretch where we walk next to a road like this, and that is the reason the total distance is about 8.6 miles, out of which we walk on the road, and as well there are about 3,550 steps. All in all, it's a good exercise. If you do it weekly once, no long-term diseases will be with you. Believe it, the kind of working activities we do, that is nowhere close to the benefits of climbing to Tirumala you get by Alipiri or maybe Sri Metu or some other means. So while climbing up the initial 600 to 800 steps, literally, believe me or not, it has really consumed the energy of compared to what I will consume by walking about 40k steps or 50k steps. It's amazing benefit of in terms of health if you climb to Tirumala weekly once. What we see in front of us is the Mokalla Gopuram. Mokalu in Telugu means the knees. The name is because when Sri Ramanujacharya was again and again requested to climb to the Tirumala, He said the entire Tirumala hills is nothing but the god, and hence he cannot climb. And upon stressing number of times, he agreed that he will climb the Tirumala, but without the shoes. And also from this Gopuram, he climbed on the knees, not on the foot, and hence the name Mokalla Mitta Gopuram. Also, Sri Ramanujacharya, along with Madhvacharya and Adi Shankaracharya, has taught us three different philosophies of Hinduism, which are the Advaita, Dvaita, and Vishishtadvaita. Advaita was taught by Shankaracharya, Dvaita was taught by Madhvacharya, and Vishishtadvaita was taught by Sri Ramanujacharya. For the knee in Telugu, Mokalu, and hence from here the name has come to Mokalla Mitta Gopuram. So we will have a small coffee or maybe Horlicks, some kind of a drink, and we go. It is too dark, and friends, it may not be clearly visible. Now we see this Mokalla Mitta Gopuram from the very close. I know you don't see it as a Gopuram because I am very close to it for taking the benefit of the light. And these are all the steps you see people are climbing using their knees. That's what Ramanujacharya has started, and from then onwards everybody starts some steps by using the knees. And then, so this is the road we came from, where the public transportation buses are going to the Tirupati from here in the downward direction. So you also can see, and the steps here are so steep, and obviously people do climb this area and this entire stretch of the steps by the knees, and with so much devotion. And lots of people also add this turmeric paste and also the red color Sri Churno. That's what we call in Telugu, and certainly in Sanskrit it is very you consume lots of energy by climbing these steps. They are very steep, and you also could see I am breathing a little bit faster here because of the steepness and the height. Now we see that we have crossed 3000 and only left at 550, and it is going to be easy peasy journey from now onwards. Just list this little stretch where we see that again some place where we can rest, and after that it's going to be just simply a flat journey. I think another couple of stretches will be there where we see all our statues, and after that it will be very flat structure. Here is the Bhashyakarla Sannidhi, which means the Sannidhi of Sri Ramanujacharya, who has given us the Vishishtadvaita Siddhant, which means there is a God with some special attributes, and the universe and the other souls are just part of the God. Dvait in Sanskrit means there are two. So one is God, another one is the living being, which is us. So my friend lighting the camphor to indicate that we are almost at the penultimate 250 steps, and this is the step number 3300. So from here we see the statues of Alvars, and this is a Poigai Alvar. So he was the number 12th Alvar who has written songs and poems on Sri Lord Venkateswara. And this is a Poigai Alvar for you, the 12th Alvar. So we're going to see like this 11 more. We are at the Bhutat Alvar. He is the 11th Alvar, and who has taken birth in the Mamalapuram and he also written number of poems and 9 hymns actually on Sri Venkateswara. So let us continue our journey. Here is another Alvar, Hey Alvar. He has written hundreds of shlokas, and one of the famous one was Mundram Tiruvandadi. So he praised the Lord in almost 19 hymns. Is this information about what Hey Alvar has done. I know it is not clear because of the lights and everything. So here we have Tirumala Alvar. He is also called Bhaktisara, and his works are Nanmugan Tiruvandadi and Tiruchandav Viruttam. He composed 15 hymns in the praise of Lord Venkateswara. Unfortunately, they don't have light here. Here we are at Kulashekara Alvar statue, and at least here we see the Alvar very cleanly. There's some good lighting here, and Kulashekara Alvar also has written lots of verses and hymns, and he expresses a desire that at least he would have born in Tirumala hills as a bird or a stone or as a fish or at least as a tree, and if not any of these, at least a stone in the temple, or it could be as a path where Bhagavats, like devotees who will walk. Such a great verses he has written, and such a the intention and the devotion and the commitment towards the God. And there is a one special thing on this Alvar, Kulashekara Alvar is, in Tirumala there are 7 doors we have. Every door around we have a Gadapa, which is actually the structure which holds the doors, and the last door beyond which only the priests are allowed, not even the President of India or the Prime Minister of India or any minister at all, or any power for that reason. Only priests are allowed, and for that structure where we have the last set of doors is on this Alvar's name. It is called Kulashekara Padi. Padi is actually the structure which holds the doors in Tamil. So he is going to be there all along this entire yug, his name. So just now we discussed about the Kulashekara Alvar, and unlike the other Alvars, he wasn't just an Alvar or a devotee, but he was also a king from one of the regions in Kerala, state of India. So here we are at the Tirupanna Alvar, another Alvar, and who has written number of verses, and he is also known as the Munivahanar, and he has written the Amalan Adipiran. So now we are at the Tirumangai Alvar. So he actually written verses on Lord Srinivasa in 61 hymns, and he composed Periya Tirumali, Tirukurudandakam. So here it is. We are closing to the last step on our way to the Tirumala from Alipiri on the steps, and just to indicate that there is a small mountain of turmeric and Sichurnam, and also some Akhanda Dvipam. And here my friend again lighting the camphor to indicate that we have completed the journey to Tirumala. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Just to reiterate, we have finished our journey Here we see lots of lights on Tirumala, which were very close by. Right. There is a gate here we could see, and behind which there is a small Ayurveda one, which means they actually take care of lots of plants, which is used in the Ayurveda medicine. They are encouraging the Ayurveda plant usage and Ayurveda medication. So not only this, the TTD, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's Trust, which actually not only manages the Tirumala temple and also lots of temples in the Tirupati and also all over across the world, and they actually have lots of establishments in the form of educational institutions, universities and hospitals and whatnot. One too many things, and lots of FMCG products which will be used in the pujas like agarbattis and lots of other things. Now you see very colorful Tirumala, right? So here we are at the Periyalvar, and he is also known as Vishnu Chitta, which means the one who has Vishnu in himself, and he has written 7 hymns in his work where he has praised the Lord of the 7 hills, Lord Venkateswara. Now you can see the beauty of the decorations in Tirumala for the Tirumala Brahmotsavas, and it will be a feast for your eyes. We'll just spend about a couple of minutes around this area, and we'll see Goda Devi statue, and then we'll go and sit in some park for some time to rest. And this is also one of the oldest, we call it Satram or Chowdhury, who has the Salah Ram. He is the one who executed this Chowdhury, where in the olden days people used to rest after all the walking that they have done from the Alipiri to here. So out of all the 12 alvars, here we are at the final alvar, Goda Devi, and who believed to be the incarnation of Sri Lord Bhudevi. And just to go to give you some information, Lord Mahavishnu has 2 wives, Sri Devi, which is the other name for Mahalakshmi, and the Bhudevi. Bhudevi is nothing but earth. So for us, earth is like a mother for Indians. And Goda Devi, from the birth, actually she was creating the garlands for the Lord Venkateswara, and also trusted and believed that if she at all gets married, it has to be with the Lord Venkateswara. And she has written lots of verses on the Lord Venkateswara, and one of the most famous one is the Tirupavai, and the Tirupavai is recited every day during the Parvatham and also during the Tirumala Brahmotsavas by the Periya Jayangar and Chinna Jayangar and their group. So next to the Goda Devi statue, what we see, all these places are the where they keep our luggage when we are climbing from the Alipiri to the Tirumala. Instead of carrying your luggage, it will be heavy weight for you for all this entire journey of 8.6 miles and 3,550 steps, which are very steep. It will be very difficult for you to carry luggage and do this. So hence you can hand over the luggage there, and they will make sure they will bring the luggage here, and you can collect it back here. And here what it is, free luggage delivery center. They don't take a single penny. It's all free service here.